Hey, what's going on, guys? Battle Nation's Emperor here, back today with another video. And guys, we have an immediate sequel to the previous video. Today we will be doing 5 more limited edition troops. We did part 1 to this, limited edition troops part 1 in our previous video. And that video was a fan recommendation and it was received very well. Due to a few requests within the Discord, just due to how much it was liked and how much nostalgia it gave some viewers, we were asked to do a part 2 immediately, and we decided to do it. I mean, we found these 5 awesome units. I made this little picture right here. Found these 5 cool units we're about to break in, but before we get into that, I want to give a quick little message. This channel has existed for, I think, maybe 2 weeks, if that. I think it has existed for 2 weeks, maybe coming up on 3. It hasn't existed for a month, because I made it exactly on my birthday, July 19th of this year, and while I'm recording it, it's currently August 6th. This video will go up on August 6th. I'm sorry, not August 6th, August 8th or August 9th. So I'm recording this on August 8th. It will go up on August 8th or August 9th. Either way, nowhere near even a month yet, and we have already hit 50 subscribers. That's extremely awesome and very epic. I mean, I don't really know how to articulate it other than thank you guys very much. To every single one of you who makes up this 50 right now, I appreciate every single one of you. I thank you all for watching the videos. I see the numbers growing up, and just know every day with every single video, I'm trying to make these better. I'm trying to put a little bit more editing in here, trying to figure this out, because I just figured out my phone could do screen recordings, and that's how I started making these videos. But in all seriousness, every day I am trying to learn a little bit more about Photoshop, a little bit more about video editing to make these videos better and higher quality for you guys. So for the 50 of you here, thank you very much. For anybody in the future to join, however high we get, I just want to say thank you very much for watching this far into the video. I hope you liked the video, and without any further ado, let's get straight into the first limited edition troop of today. So to start it off hot, let's get right into the Unicorn Trooper. Let's jump into the cliff notes. The Unicorn Trooper was released on April 1st of 2015 for 10,000 gold, 10 gears, and 10 bars. Actually not nanopods. Yeah, it was those resources, no nanopods needed. He was an extremely unique standout unit. I mean, just from his design alone, you could probably tell that. But he was a very unique unit with 2 attacks, both 2 very strong attacks actually, Rainbow Beam and Wild Swing. And actually, if we can see right down there to the 4th fact about him, he is the second only limited edition troop to not cost nanopods, first being the Boom Bus. And of course, I imagine most vets know what the Boom Bus looks like, but for anybody unfamiliar, this is also what the Boom Bus looks like. It was an extremely broken unit where it came out. It had to receive several nerfs, and it also not only was a limited edition unit, it did not cost nanopods as well. So for the people who got it, it was a extremely gracious gift from early on Z2. Great unit, but yes, the Unicorn is the only other troop to not cost nanopods. It has these 2 attacks. This is the Rainbow Beam, as you can see, extremely powerful, and then this is the Wild Whip. You know, again, a very strong attack for 3 units up front. Going straight in to the next fact, it was initially made as a meme and only intended to be used by the dev team of the old Battle Nations team. However, after being shared among each other for several months, they decided to test it with the community. The community absolutely adored it, so they decided to put it into the game, and thankfully they did, because it's a great footnote in Battle Nations history. I was shocked when I found this in the wiki. And final thing of note is it is immune to fire damage over time, and it takes 20% less damage from fire attacks. So think of the airship, the Falcon, any other fire-based unit that attacks off fire. This unit would not only take 20% less damage to them immediately, it will also take no fire damage over time. So practically a fire retardant unit. I can't think of any unit who primarily uses flame other than the flamethrower, so I guess if you were going up against an enemy or PvP where you know your opponent's going to be using flamethrowers, this guy would be a perfect upfront defense, especially with how powerful he is by himself. So that is the Unicorn Trooper. Here's his promo. The mythical creature is here. Punish your enemies with the magical Rainbow Beam attack. Strong defense against fire attacks. Immune to fire damage over time. Available in your barracks. Happy April Fool's Day. Again, amazing unit, and you can see level 15 and above, and not only that, but buy with the resources. No nanopods needed. A beautiful time. Jumping straight into our next unit, we have the Mechanical Trooper here. This was actually a unit requested to be in this video. So we can have his cliff notes right here. Let's get into right about what we know about him. The Mechanical Trooper was released on June 26, 2015 for 89 nanopods. He was Boss Strike 10's promotional unit, and he had 3 extremely powerful attacks. Those attacks being Arc Torch, the Stinger Missiles, and the Power Crunch. And here is the animation. This is the Arc Torch. This was basically a flamethrower. This is the Stinger Missile, a very strong, powerful punch and then dispersing damage all around it. And then finally, this was the Crunch, a single strike which did a massive amount of damage to one single unit. It is based off a constructor exoskeleton, which I was unfamiliar with. This is what I found off Google, which, yeah, it looks pretty accurate to what we see in Battle Nations. So I don't doubt for a fact that that is what it's based off of, according again to the Battle Nations wiki, which I believe. Fan favorite, again, loved by community. It was used several times in multiple different secret vaults, and it ranged anywhere from a rare prize for higher up max players to a jackpot in some of the earlier for lower level players. And it was also included in the 10 days 10 unit event. As you can see right here, this was its initial release. The new Boss Strike unit, the Mechanicalized Trooper. The perfect machine for taking on giant robots, angry rebels, rampaging raiders, and acid-spitting insects. Basically everything in Battle Nations. Crushing power grip, a flamethrower, and missiles that exceed Empire's military code. The Mechanicalized Trooper's rank will automatically match your level, so you don't have to worry about ranking up if you're already maxed, and trains in under 1 minute. For 89 nanopods. A hefty cost, but certainly worth it. And this is when they brought him back. So, again, unfortunately, if you were somebody like me who bought him initially, he was brought back on day 8 for 10 days, 10 units. And not only was he brought back as a discount. 25% off. Bad A promotional units, available for a limited time in your barracks. 67 nanopods. Very nice. And the last little fact throw in about there is he is extremely weak to boars. He's extremely weak to snipers and extremely effective against boars. I'm not afraid I didn't save that clip note, but it is in the wiki. It states that due to his high crushing attack and his flamethrower attack, he can basically one-shot multiple pigs, and if you have a few monarchs in there, or a few adult pigs, if you will, boars, he can basically one-tap those and then flame down everything else. He's great against taking on multiple boars, and raptors as well, but mainly boars, and he is weak to snipers. So think about the Deadeye from our last video. Think about the high-up marksman, the max sniper you can get in the base barracks. Those type of units, strong snipers with armor-piercing abilities, they have the ability to one-shot him. So again, extremely powerful unit, can crunch things, has a flamethrower, has missiles, can do a massive amount of damage, but you got to protect him from snipers, which is a fair trade-off. So overall, though, a very great unit. Moving right into our next one, we have the Aero Trooper Jetpack unit. The Aero Jetpack Troopers was released on January 23rd, 2014 for 85 nanopods. Weirdly enough, he was actually an airborne limited edition unit released during Boss Strike 6 for 2 attacks, first attack being called Big Bertha and the second attack called the Stinger Missiles. This is the Stinger Missiles, they did it this attack pattern. And this is Big Bertha, as you can see, a much larger attack pattern. Again, as I alluded to earlier, he is a rare limited edition air unit that was sold in shop and brought back for secret vaults, which was very rare for the time. Not the fact that he was a limited edition unit, just the simple fact that he does technically count as an air unit. So even though he might look like a trooper, he technically counts as an air unit and a trooper unit. If you go onto Battle Nations Wiki, he is in the air category and in the limited edition troop category. So I think he just genuinely gets the best of both worlds. I'm not exactly sure about the trooper aspect, but as far as flying aspect goes, he's treated like an air unit. So if you don't have anything that can hit air units, you're kind of out of luck with this guy. Here's his promo, new Boss Strike unit, Aero Jetpack Trooper. Kills ground and air units simultaneously, as this unit wields 2 heavy-hitting rocket launchers. Extremely true. The Aero Jetpack Trooper will automatically match to your level. 85 hefty nanopods, but again, certainly worth it for this beast. A concept created by Battle Nations themselves, again, in-house by the Old Devs, a beautiful masterpiece by them once again. And also, as I alluded to a little bit earlier, one of the best units to have in sea battles. If you were going into... I keep having this. This is like the third video it happened. I apologize about this, soldiers. Alright, got it fixed. But yes, as I was alluding to earlier, one of the best units to have in sea battles. It can completely change the game, especially early on when you have basically no strong boats of your own. You all basically are only relying on your ball strike planes, if you have any, and then this guy. If you have this guy, it's going to make your life a heck of a lot easier because your sea missions just became a breeze. And here's some in-house concept work for him. Beautiful. And here's some concept design of him, how he changed in work. I went from a ground troop to a jetpack unit, the rocket, and then to a straight jetpack overlord. Amazing what they did for a 2013 mobile game. And I appreciate every last detail of it. It's beautiful. Moving on to our next unit for the day, we have the Raider Recruit. Let's jump right into his cliff notes. The Raider Recruit was released on September 21st, 2013 for 85 nanopods. He is described in the wiki and in the game as a veteran-like unit, strong unit, aka, with 3 attacks, Angry Fist, rocket launcher shot, and blocking. And it says blocking, but it's meant to be bombing. However, I was recommended by my ChatGPT to not put that word in YouTube for a YouTube video, so I took its advice. So just know that is the bombing, it's not blocking, but you guys get it. Here's the first attack. This is not a ground attack, this is rocket shot. This deals 128 damage to an air unit. So if you have nothing else to deal with an air unit, this can come in very clutch, as it can whittle away an air unit over time. This is Angry Fist, again a very strike down a column for 142 damage. Not too shabby, a very strong shot down the column attack. And then finally this, of course, is final attack bombing, which is a massive bomb that does depiscerating damage the further it is from the center of launch. But again, a good bomb attack. So a very good move pool. A based off Battle Nations Raiders, I think we can all kind of see that. Not really taking off anything except just a Battle Nations Raider with a little bit of Imperial clothes, some Empire clothing, if you will. First limited edition unit to be out a whole week. Most units were out either out for a limited time, aka 2 weeks to maybe 3 days if you were lucky. This whole bad boy was out for an entire week, which was groundbreaking at the time. First unit to ever do it. And then finally, he is the second ever Raider to be seen wearing Imperial clothing. The first is Trunk right here. And I checked his wiki. It is unknown why he wears an Imperial cloak. I went to his trivia, and one of the first things listed on his trivia, in fact, I think it's literally the first thing listed in his trivia, is he wears an Imperial cloak for unknown reasons. So we don't know if he used to be an Imperial Guard, if he killed an Imperial Guard and took his cloak. All we know is that is an Imperial coat, he is wearing it. But of course, he's a Raider boss, we can't train him. However, this bad boy, our Raider Recruit, we can train him. Here's his description, limited time. Well, as long as he wasn't in a secret vault, which he was, but of course he was released before Secret Vault, so when they said a limited time, they probably thought they were going to keep that tradition. But again, you guys know the story, Secret Vaults. Get Raider Recruits in your barracks. Take advantage of these versatile veteran-like units. Anti-tank and anti-aircraft. Anti-tank and aircraft. Front row powerhouse. Powerful detonating bomb. Extremely powerful unit. And this is Trunk. And let's jump into the final unit for today's video, Jared the Crusher. Released on July 25th, 2014 for 69 nanopods. Nice. He is Boss Strike 12's event unit with 3 very strong physical attacks. A smash attack, which does very strong damage to the very front unit, and then depiscerating damage right behind it. Oh, I think it happens when I swing. Anyway. A uppercut damage, which does 2 strong attacks to the unit right in front of it and the unit right behind it for 147 damage. And then finally a rock throw, where he picks up that stone right there and throws it to his center, doing damage to its center, north, south, east, and west for 164 damage overall in each tile. Again, strong unit. He is based off a Circus Strongman, which for any of you who might be unaware, this is a circus strongman. They looked like regular men. They looked completely normal, but they would have men come up and try to lift that dumbbell. That dumbbell is super heavy. They'd have like 2, maybe even 4 men come up, try to lift it, couldn't do it. He'd come up and he'd lift it. And he normally would be a very fit guy, obviously, but he wouldn't look crazy fit. He would just look like that and had normal, inhuman feats of strength, just looking, though, like a normal strongman. So he was given the name strongman. Fair enough. Immune to freeze, probably just because he looks like that. I don't think a man like that gets cold. And then finally, he is one of the very few units in the games to appear maskless. Almost every single trooper has a mask. He does not. And when I heard this, when I read this in the wiki, it completely made sense, because something about him always looked off. Not the fact that he looks like a cartoon villain, that's normal in Battle Nations, but just something about him looked off. And after hearing that, or after reading that, completely makes sense. So that fixed him for me at least. And then finally, let's read his promo. Jared the Crusher, meet the mustache that grappled 1,000 men, crush your enemies with the powerful breakbacking and rock throw attacks, finish them off with a devastating strong knee, they'll beg for mercy. Immune to cold and frost effects, Jared the Crusher's rank will automatically match your level, trains in under a minute. Available in your barracks for level 10 and up, available for 69 nanopods. Unbelievably nice. And he doesn't have pupils. I still like him though, he looks cool. A little promo art. And that will do it for today's videos, guys. Again, I just want to thank you guys so much for 50 subscribers. You guys have been awesome. I'm getting constant feedback of how to improve, just overwhelming support. And it's been wholesome. It's been really awesome. And I already wanted to do this, and I was already hyped for Battle Nations, but every video I make, and the more I spend in the Battle Nations wiki, the more I spend in the Discord, the more I spend in the Reddit, the more I spend on this channel, the more hyped I get, because I absolutely adored this game. But building this channel, seeing this community come back, and realizing we're about to have this 2013 game back, it's crazy, it's insane. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, everybody who's part of that 50. Thank you guys so freaking much. I love you all. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like down below. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel if you are new. And with all that being said, thank you very much for watching today's video, and as always, have a great rest of your day.